Hi, this is David Massover on behalf of Dharmic Selling, and in this presentation we're going to talk about what is Dharmic Selling and why should I care about that. This is part of the Dharmic Selling Introductory Series. What we're going to cover specifically in this short video is what is the Dharmic in Dharmic Selling, what Dharmic Selling is not, what problems Dharmic Selling solves, in other words, what's in it for you, how Dharmic Selling solves those problems, and if you're interested in learning more about us, we'll tell you at the end of this video where you can go to learn more about us. Short hint, lower right-hand corner, our website, that's where you can find out more. But for now, let's start answering some of these questions. First of all, what is the Dharmic in Dharmic Selling? Well, Dharmic derives from the word Dharma, and Dharma is a Sanskrit word. Sanskrit is the ancient language of Hinduism and Buddhism. But Dharmic selling is not about religion. Dharmic selling is about selling in a Dharmic way. Dharmic principles are very useful as we apply them to many areas of life, including sales. So what is Dharma? Well, Dharma is hard to define in English, but generally speaking, it means the principles that govern the universe, the teachings or the truth about how things work, or simply put, just how things really are. Now, how does that relate to selling? Well, if there's a Dharmic principle called seeing reality clearly, then in Dharmic selling, we want to see our sales situations clearly. And we'll talk in many of these trainings about what do you need to do in order to see your sales situations clearly. If there's a Dharmic principle called ethics and integrity in life, then in Dharmic selling, we want to approach our selling interactions with ethics and integrity. And once we really see our situations clearly, this becomes the logical outcome. And we'll talk more about that in some future trainings and in some other videos and ebooks where we can elaborate on these principles more than we can in the short introductory video. But just to give you a taste, these are the kinds of things that relate Dharmic to selling. When you see reality clearly and you approach life with ethics and integrity, then you wind up taking the right actions because seeing clearly and choosing ethics and integrity lead you to do so. And this applies as much to selling as it does to all of the other parts of life, which is why Dharmic selling embraces right actions, right behavior, clear seeing, ethics and integrity, all of these things baked into the sales interactions that you have with your customers. Now, just to be really clear, let's talk about what Dharmic selling is not. Dharmic selling is not doing selling in a way that is similar to some kind of a spiritual practice. We're not going to ask you to meditate. We're not going to ask you to chant or any of these things that are normally related with some of these religious and spiritual practices. If you like to meditate, that's terrific. If that helps you to stay focused or reduce your stress or be clear or stay calm, that's great. But that's not what you're going to learn here. What you're going to learn here is how to sell in a way that's consistent with Dharmic principles, and doing so helps you to be more effective in your sales and helps your customers to benefit more from your sales efforts. So if it's not about meditation, then what problems does Dharmic selling solve? Why should you bother paying attention? What's this going to do for you? Well, if you look around at salespeople, what you'll often find is that many of them just feel bad about their work. And the customers that they work with often feel bad about the salespeople. There are so many negative interactions and negative perceptions and negative beliefs about selling. And a lot of that comes from the fact that salespeople don't really know how to be effective. You know, they'll go out and they'll get some sales, and that's great, but they don't really know how they got those sales, so they can't replicate it. They don't have a clear formula for being successful on an ongoing basis. And because of that, and the need that they have to be effective, to get sales, to convince customers to buy their stuff, often they try to be effective in a bad way at the expense of their customers, which leads us back to customers feeling bad about salespeople and salespeople feeling bad about their work. And if you lump all of these things together, what you wind up with is what might be called the suffering of salespeople and those that they work with. So Dharmic selling really is about solving all of that. And how does Dharmic selling solve all of that? Well, Dharmic selling is about doing the right things. And it's about doing the right things with respect to integrity and effectiveness, for both the customer and the salesperson. And with respect to the need that needs to be solved, what is it that the customer is trying to solve? What can the salesperson offer? How can we foster communication that allows that to be explored and possibly to be adapted in the most effective way for all parties involved? So how do we get there? Well, a great sales process is the vehicle of Dharmic selling. And once again, we see a parallel with some of the traditional Dharmic practices. In many of the Dharmic practices, there's some kind of a spiritual path. There's some kind of a series of steps that needs to be taken in order for the practitioner to move beyond a place of suffering. In selling, it's exactly the same, but instead of a spiritual path, we have a sales process. And the Dharmic sales process works because it's effective and because it's efficient and because it brings together the real understood needs of the customer with the real needs of the salesperson to sell whatever it is that they're selling in a way that allows them to maintain their honesty and their integrity and all the other things that are important to most of us who are out there practicing sales. So how does all that work? Well, Dharmic selling and the Dharmic sales process starts by defining the right mindset for selling. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that specifically, you can go to our website in the introductory video series and see a short video that focuses just on the right mindset part of the Dharmic selling process. Once the right mindset is established, Dharmic selling focuses on targeting the right prospects. So it's not a shotgun method. It's not call everybody in the phone book and have 999 out of 1,000 say no so that one says yes. It's about really being thoughtful and clear and proactive and deliberate about defining your prospects by matching them up to the needs that you can solve and the problems that you can help them with. And then targeting those prospects such that there's value for them when you contact them. This helps to ensure efficiency for the salesperson, and it also ensures that the prospect's needs are well met and well understood because you're focusing on people who you know and understand with your offer. Here at Dharmic Selling, we're on a mission. For too long, salespeople have been seen in a bad way, and many actually deserve this because they're not operating effectively and they're not operating with integrity. Dharmic selling helps salespeople to be effective and to feel great about their work and their results. And Dharmic selling is about helping customers have a great experience with their Dharmic salesperson. So when we accomplish these two things, everybody wins. The salesperson feels great, the customer feels great, everybody's got their needs met, everybody operates with honesty and integrity, and this is just a Dharmic, better way of doing things than what so many people find themselves doing now. So if any of this is interesting to you and you'd like to learn more, our website is a great place to come and get more information. There you can get free sales trainings like the Right Mindset sales training sample that I mentioned. You can find premium sales trainings, which you'll have to pay for, but which go into great depth about developing the sales process, or if you're a manager, how to manage a sales team using this sales process. We also have a lot of free resources on the website, including suggested reading. We do book reviews and link you to the books on Amazon. We offer free ebooks on subjects like handling objections or prospecting, things to help you be more effective in your sales efforts. And we even have a section on the site called Sales Haiku, where you can read and even contribute to some poetry related to selling. Finally, if you're more of a social media kind of person, we have a lot of online resources for you in social media as well. You can visit our groups on LinkedIn, our channel on YouTube, you can follow us on Twitter, and you can follow us also on Facebook. So I hope you are interested in learning more about us. We hope to see you at the website, and thank you very much for listening to our presentation.